Alright, hello everyone. We are back with more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Happy to be back, of course, show off more of the case. I'm honestly pretty enjoying this case so far. I mean, you got the past segments, got the present segments. Loved playing as Gregory Edgeworth, that was very fun. So, yeah, I'm not sure how this stream's gonna go today. I might be able to finish the case. I'm not sure. I don't know how much of the case I actually have left, but I think we are in the latter portion of the case, so we might be done soon. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like I've gone through like at least two streams of the case now, so we'll see how this one goes. Overall, though, I'm enjoying the case a lot, and very interested. Hello, Mentor. Happy to see you here. I caught your message the moment it showed up because I'm talking here. Yes, hello, Mentor. Anyway, oh, hello, Splat. Wow. Well, not everyone. Of course, not everyone's gonna be here today, but hey, happy to see you both. Now then, what? What, you didn't realize whose stream you were in? Anyways, I'm just go ahead and gonna jump back into the case. I'm on the latter part. I got lost on the way here. That makes sense, I guess. Well, you got lost just in time. We found a dead body in the fountain, and now we're back in the present after Ray explained the rest of the past case. Yes, dead body hype indeed. So, like I said, I'm not sure if I'll finish the case today or not. I am in the latter portion, but I don't know how long the latter portion is gonna be. We'll see how we're looking about 3 or 2 hours in. Anyways, April 2nd, 10 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. Sorry if my voice sounds more echoey today. I'm in a more closed space, so it is a little echoey in here. I can't do much about that. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7 as far as I'm concerned. I feel like incident should be there. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case. So what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Krummer did a real number on us. So much for that ace in the hole. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? It's Von Karma, what did you expect? Oh, we could prove it alright. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared. Oh my god, it's the Ace Attorney! I remember what I said I was thinking like the other day, how amazing would it be if we got like a prequel game that starred Gregory Edgeworth? I would love that. That'd be amazing. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? You know all about that, of course. Anyway, you're the one who updated the autopsy report. And here the trial dragged on, and the whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now, so... Ooh, mama, we were talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory oh wait, that was Fen. That's Eddie. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samsy was looking even worse than usual. Hello, wow! I don't think I've ever seen this many people in my chat before. I don't think I've ever seen as many people simultaneously in my chat before. This is the first. Gregory noticed that Samsy was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad even he said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. Ah. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. even had himself a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Buncombe had gotten Sampson to falsely testify against himself and to be an accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's excuse was well and truly cooked. Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. Yeah, bad. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with? Exactamundo! He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Sampson. So he had Bad record all of Sampson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. If only every prosecutor could have a detective like Bad. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof of that Sampson's confession was coerced. And you know what? Almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Sampson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor for the one and only time in his 40-year career. Of course, that led to the DL6 incident afterwards. Still, Sampson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but of the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself. My father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Sampson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. He never got the chance. Because he died. 17 years ago. In the elevator. The elevators you're definitely afraid of now, of course. I should have left with him that day. I always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed with something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me. No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to the records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit of Mr. Frost's murder. Nope, that's not right. Sampson was convicted as accessory to murder. Strange. This file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Oh, looks like I guess they forged the case files after the fact then. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? Yeah, this file's been doctored. The part about the verdict, it's been changed. What? Here, feast of peepers on this. Oh, is that Eddie's case file? Yep. Convicted as an accomplice. That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse. Then why is my copy so different? Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer still out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up. So everything I believed about the case was a lie. You didn't think of that before? Anyways, like they said, we all got to start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know. We may not be able to arrest the guy, but we sure can expose him. I inherited Sampson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. Great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Sampson was found guilty instead. That's terrible! Is there really nothing we could do to help him? Not about the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Sampson and made him a deal. Don't know if he didn't confess, he made sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Sampson knew. There was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances. So he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now would be this, mousy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in prison on the day Bronco Knight died? Oh, that's right. You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. Never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking! We've got to do something, Mr. Fender. Of course we do. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. And we're going to see what we can find out. What, Master Reno? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you and my father. Miles. That doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. And I'm not leaving until I do. Really are old Gregory's son through and through. Alrighty then, now that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? Deposit red ink on my annotations. IS-7 instant case file, update in the organizer. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small amount of evidence from the IS-7 incident we see from Fender. Okay, what do we get back? Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit. Okay, so what do we get back from Fender? Alright, so we got the salt lamp back, the family photo back, the framed finger marks back, and the ultimate cookbook back. So we have these 4 pieces of evidence again. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. What a coincidence, am I right? The ice sculptures of the Winter Wing are the perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The 2 chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, Ubiquium and Asphyxion. Oh, that formed a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Camille Augusto, who was no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who was still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating. Oh no. Oh no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have you add a guilty to my report to committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted, and duly declined. Oof, she isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body we found is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. What? Really? Then you have to tell me, it's the law. Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. So, yeah. So, I mean, this is really the only person unaccounted for, and I'm pretty sure it's him. So, I believe the body in the fountain is either the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. What? You think that was poor Chili Winks? Wait. Who the heck is Chili Winks? Or Artie, whoever it is you're talking about. Artie Frost is a famous sculptor, Eustace. Although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works. No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to account a fellow winner. Mr. Frost was also the victim of the IS-7 incident. Oh, Judge Cavallo knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case, and according to the police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? that while the records say that stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Oh, we're getting a phone call. Yeah, oh, it's me. The winner gets a call. Yeah, this is winner. What? Really? What is it, Eustace? The body. We've got an ID. Huh? Some sculptor called Frost, just something, so I guess Edgeworth called it. Goodness, God, it's justice. So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Cabell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case, more than just a certain junior prosecutor anyway. No fair, you're trying to steal the win! I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth, because this case is none of your concern. Nope, I'm gonna stop that right there. Hey there, Judge D, I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender. Yep. Not even trying to disguise it, he's just saying, yep, this is a distraction. I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or, to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotted from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? And who better to help you to unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Cabell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. That is a thunderstorm. Well, hopefully I don't lose connection. We'll see how that goes. In which case, the suspect must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to this case is known to Mr. Fender, but I failed to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney, and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Very well, you may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The winter wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty, great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in, to show we're all on the same side of justice? Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. Oh man, she was really ready to hit me in the face with that thing. This is a turn over the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Yeah. Like, okay, I'll be investigating my own thing. So just I'll have you find something interesting. I will. Well, okay, shall we? Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence. We're still unclear on two key facts: how Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquitarium. You're right. We need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquitarium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay, it sounds like we know what we're looking for. Investigation begins. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is probably get the achievement here. Miss Bound's tea is such blah blah blah. Oh, I messed that up. Let me do it again. Miss Bound's tea says laid out neatly on the serving cart. The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for his tea. Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious. Looks like all of this stuff is designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we better take a closer look. So this dishware was made by Audie Frost. It looks very fancy. Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Whoa, this stuff's really worth that much. Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Boundman was really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this. Teapot data jot down the organizer. Hey, Edgy! What is it? You be careful of that teapot, you hear? Why is Larry so concerned of all the... Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? Oh no, the guests? I can pour you a cup if you like. Oh, it's bound. No, Judy! I'm good, thanks. Nothing for me. You two knock yourselves out. Oh, thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? Quick break won't hurt. 2 cups coming right up. Hey, this smells great. Wow, it tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Cylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Brown, is this the same blend you served this morning? Why, yes, is it alright? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there? Oh, no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma. Ooh. Really? That's how to use the exact same blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference. It was the big idea. Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you? It's been under your skin, Larry. Nothing. You're just rude. That's all. You don't even try to call me you don't even try to call me with the right name. It's Louise Junior, man. Dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, that was childish, even for him. Wow. What happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. Anything else? The tablecloth draped over the car is pure white and completely spotless. And it's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh! Okay, I cannot trust enough how bad of an idea that would be. Now come on, what's the worst that can happen? Break the priceless tea set. That's what could happen. Even if it does go all sideways, we'll just wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye. Yes, well, I'd rather remain white. Plus, I don't think Miss Brown would appreciate us meddling with it. Really? But there's so many other colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown. Ugh. This. A caddy containing silent tea leaves. It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use considering the quality that blend Miss Brown serves. Is that everything? That is, everything. I could have sworn I got the achievement for that. Was there... Did I miss my chance for the achievement? I'm confused. The achievement was... You know what? Let me check this again. Let me check this again real quick. Let me check it. I could have sworn... Where is it? Where is it? It's around here, right? There it is. For examine the teapot as both Miles and Gregory, and I could have sworn I've definitely just so I've definitely just done it as Miles. I'm not sure. Did I miss my chance to do it as Gregory? Huh. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess I could always go back and get it later. Oh well, I guess I should. I guess I should investigate this puddle. From the color and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilled tea. And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. Ceramic fragment jammed down the organizer. Guess somebody must have broke something. I know the insignia. It's the same high-strung somebody that just might know. So high-strung somebody might just might know a little something too. So Larry. Talk to this guy here. It seems the police have already removed the body. But why did a body of the victim for 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here? You know, remind you that zombies aren't real. It seems like the body was preserved somehow. Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Francis guy, anything to report? Yes, ma'am. Traces above a big room and fixing have been detected in the fountain. I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing. In addition to the 2 chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak. There's sugar in the fountain. Where would he even have come from? I could talk to the officer himself. The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago. So we need to talk to you, of course. I guess I'm not sure we're gonna be able to talk to this too. I'm gonna talk to the other officer. Mr. Wood, it was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate this room, so I'm afraid I can't let you pass. I'm sorry, sir. It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh, but we hold out for your bricks while stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. Is he saying that he just... Is he saying he just fully expects Edgeworth to just punch the wall in? Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you. Just what kind of reputation... what kind of reputation do I have down in the precinct? Okay, I'm gonna talk to Delicia. Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dearie. Not that much anyway. Silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, of course, and treasure is for when you're in a tiz. They're in a tiz. Love is for people you're not keen on, and petal for you use when you're trying to get someone's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Just Edgeworth, petal. I hope you're getting all this down. Don't even try it, Kay. Oh, dearie me. Okay, Larry. Like to explain some stuff to us? I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is. Of course, he's not going to say anything. Whoa! Whoa, go over the glare off you two. It's weird. Come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, actually, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding. Cordy, I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore. You're talking to me right now. I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again. Starting now. This is getting me nowhere. Suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Can I just go ahead and present this now? I mean, yeah. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Wait, show me that! Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea that's got you so agitated? This again. I'm gonna find out, I swear, I'm gonna... Like, I swear I'm gonna find out if there's a way to just ban certain phrases. If you won't tell me, then perhaps you prefer to explain to Judge Gambit. Wait, don't make me look like bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. She does not. She absolutely does not. I don't want to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut to Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you could do is talk to me. Like, no, right? I'll talk. What are you hiding? Alright, Larry, enough's enough. Now confess. Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him, hiding things. I get the picture already, so stop lying at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her, but I got distracted and my hand slipped and smash. I broke the teapot. Priceless work of art is in pieces because of me. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Ouch! You really messed up this time, Lorice. See, Emma's going to think less of me now. Like, she's never gonna forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. Oh, he's on the ground. Oh no. uh. Well, it is what it is, Jip. My teapot. I see. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll pay you 50 portraits. Please, Mr. Dinium, it's really me who should be apologizing. How could I fail to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. As luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. She less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be. That storm's getting closer. We should be fine. Probably. I don't know. We'll find out. I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about is the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right? What do you mean? Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart, and that's when I saw the other part into there. So I took it down and basically switched to two pots. Oh, I see. Yep, that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for being so honest. See, Yeji, isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust you won't take advantage of our kindness and will make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it as ours, I'm going to give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models, after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I'll suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you if you kept out of her way for a very long while? Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others. Keen to see my work, huh? Yes, I drew a few great sketches from some ravishing beauties. Wanna see? Interested in Louise's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid you greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details at this time, too. Unusual details? Nothing as usual about these. They're my best work yet. Really? Now I want to see them, too. Aw, you sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose we might as well take a look. Alright, your sketches. So these sketches of yours. Seriously, if you wanted to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this. What am I looking at here? I told you already, ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that got my eyes since you've been here, you know? There's Verity and Judy and somebody else. Why did you draw them all on the same page? Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as I went. So these were all drawn at different times. Yeah, I guess. I didn't want you to, Kay. You're on a different page, though. Wow, you did? I'm flattered. How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course. Think I draw things I can't see? Like, use my imagination? Nope, it's 100% true to life. Right down to the exact shade of each color. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Which is a pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. The serving cart in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I'll take a little deductions in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing. You want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. Larry's sketches. What would you the image makes it looks like we just took the entire sketchbook from Larry. Cool. And we're done with him, so I guess now we have deduction to do. Deduce! Yep. There's a clear contradiction. Oopsie daisies. I think I hit the wrong spot. Maybe need a break. Another cup of tea, maybe? Think it over a little more. Perhaps you're right. Looking at it again, I think I might have been mistaken. Weave's theme is about using the serving cart with the white tablecloth, but something about it is nagging at me. I'm actually gonna look at the evidence. Ugh. I guess I was supposed to deduce the tablecloth then. Let me take another look at that. Yeah, I know it's blue. It's blue. I just hit the wrong spot. My bad. Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches? Fascinated by the work of the great Louis Denim, huh? It's the composition, right? Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth. You painted that exactly as you saw it, correct? I already told you everything I draw is everything is exactly as I saw it. But the tablecloth in the car here in this room is white. Wow, your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passes by you right by, huh? What's that look for? Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart with the teeth set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right, it was the hiding piece of the teapot smash kind. That's nothing to boast about. Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight. Wait, Miss Bound came out of the winter wing? Yeah, and she was pushing a cart, a different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew. Oh. So there were two carts, and he drew the second one he saw. Oh. What did she do with the second serving cart? Well, I saw her wheeling into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of the other carts. That's the kind you could lift stuff with. A lift cart? Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left behind. I never had her down the shy type, but it just goes to show you never know. Another serving cart, and a lift cart. Is there maybe another tea set too? We'd better check with Miss Bound. Alright. Time to talk to Miss Bound. Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound? I had to go and tell the visitors were closed. Oh no, I handed out a little something as an apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about? Yes, a few things actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. There are two carts. Are there two serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound? Oh, yes. Why do you ask? A certain so-called artist showed us the sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth is it's light blue. Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only use white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched. Like the periwinkle-free one, the cart here in the fountain room, right? Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away. The color of the tablecloth in this sketch is simply being a mistake on Larry's part. Do you have any idea what you might have been doing when the sketch was drawn? Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties. I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. Your work. What exactly were you doing when the sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. Bleh. In it, I was gonna say in it. Whoopsie daisies. I was doing some trouble with investigating officers. Ah, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there were a few left over, so yeah, for you both. I made them myself, so I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Miss Bound. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. Chocolate's dated John down the organizer. Super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it. They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. Poison gas incident. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them? Oh, you know about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of the set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit. Why go through the trouble of creating replicas? Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was its great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place after all. I see. And is there any other particular reason why the Winter and Autumn Wings look so similar? Oh right, really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident? She's clearly lying. I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. Okay, so that's hinting that I need to do something first. I think I've talked to about everyone in the room at this point. I don't know if I could do much with investigating this stuff, to be honest. At the same time, I haven't talked to these two yet, and I haven't talked to Ray yet. So let's talk to these two first. Do you mind, Mr. Winter? You're in my way. I do mind, actually. I'm not going anywhere. You'll just have to go around me. Well, we just thought you might want to move to a better spot. That's all. What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once. Is that really all it takes for you? Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever you want? Okay, such the door. The door he has marked with a nice army-looking tree, and yet it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's all part of the deception. I can steal the leaves if you like, make things a little more wintry. I think you'd better leave them alone, Kay. Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee. Do whatever you need to, Judge Cavell, and we'll do the same. You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character will be of interest to the committee too, of course. Go and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community. It looks like Judge Cavell will have to think of some new threats that she wants to intimidate Kay. Kay is completely unbothered by anything, by that. Hey there, Miles Sereno. What's the situation with the investigation? Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge. Good to hear. Gets the best about my game too, then. We can talk now. Cool. This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago. And how? It's got a lot. Melting statues in the winter wing and even the murder victim's body. But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing? Frost had no family apart from his son. And well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared. What? Anyone never found? Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard anyhow. Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end though. Collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, no family around us after the incident. Frost got no funeral, no nothing. So no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out that they didn't have it. They filed a fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. I still can't believe Mr. Von Korn would have stooped so low. Alright, time to connect stuff. That's the wrong button. Time to connect some things. So we have minty fragrance. The tea smells different. Switch teapots. I guess we'll try this first. Nope. There's no logical connection to those two things. Okay, let's try these now. It's probably like one of those three things that connect, but you have to do in a certain order. There we go. I suspect the difference in aroma we noticed is due to the teapots having been switched. You do? I can't see what else could have been. The tea itself hasn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bowen just to be sure? Miss Bowen, the difference in the aroma we noticed. Do you think it could have been because the different teapot? I suppose so. My cup does not has a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea. Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea on that pot only yesterday. That must be where the minty aroma is coming from. Could that really be it? No. You are lying. Now we know. The tea from the teapot Larry switched in from under the cart smelled faintly of mint. Right? Miss Bound said she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday. Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. Right, you'd expect it to be the other way around. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart. But why? One of the Ubiquitum's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. So what if she had been hiding some in that teapot? What? In the teapot? Is simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winter, any luck finding that Ubiquitum? Huh? Oh! I'll take a water real quick. My people have been searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from. I may have an idea. Ha! I knew it! If I can't find it, there's no chance I'm useless! What? You do know where it came from? Yes. What? Where? Miss Bound's teapot. Wow. Nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born winner. It's not a prize. It's a final piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence? Then I'll have one of the forensics people check it out. Cool. Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot? Possibly. The minty fragrance we noticed coming from it. I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas. But Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that? I'm afraid I do. But the method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set that up, except you. That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all. This gun is on our radio too, of course. You need to worry about that. And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. And even if you did find someone making in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results say first. Miss Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. If I need to find a way to prove that, she's lying. Oh, is it Gumshoe again? It's probably Gumshoe. Edgeworth speaking. Yep. Sir, it's me! Is everything alright, Detective? Everybody's left the winter wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found out. Really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now. The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display cases is some stuff at the bottom. More in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though. Describe this stuff for me, if you can. Yes, sir. Looks like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample from the Taurus case had a bunch of sugar in it, but the one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it, which were sugar, salt, and blood. Blood? What is salt and blood doing in the Gemini case's sample? Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir. Please do, Detective. Oh, I also spoke to the radio with a forensics guy working the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid. I see. That might well prove to be a significant development. Gemini case analysis results stated John Down, the organizer. Anything else to report, Detective? Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices in the winter wing, too. There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise as winter wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Mrs. Scone about this. Anyhow, I better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood. Yes, thank you, Detective. What was that, Gummy? Seemed like he had a lot to say. He did, and all of it very useful. If I'm going to prove that Miss Baum's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to somebody else who was here 18 years ago. So while they're discussing the forensics, we're going to talk to Miss Scone again. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm gonna need another water. Doing all this talking really tires my voice real quick. Of course, dear, fight away. I give you a mildly smiley and sweet little tooth decay. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me mildly smiley. I'm not a fan of tooth decay either. Well, you just settled like it or lump it. I can't change the nickname once I've settled on it. Ah, well, I guess we tried. Gallery decorations. Can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seem to be some pretty specialized items in use. Lighting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, Dee Dee. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry for after I broke the rules after all those years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new solid lamps, and I gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Wow, that's super generous of you. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course. That had better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you I kinda thought I thought that was. He's just calling that from across the room. Yes, back when you were a dear sweet innocent baby boy, what happened to you, eh? Dear sweet innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say. So these decorations, they're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct? Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, lighting doodads, the whole bit. There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying. It's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it. Oop. That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog a memory of something so Miss Scone will tell us more. You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimy one. Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to grow up with your little investigation like that, young man! Shall I call it a dish towel then? Perhaps you use it to wipe up some sort of spillage? A spillage, he says, the cheek! That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. Go do poison gas first. Miss Gum, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack, Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist that's ever handled a pesticide ultra will know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix up products containing ubiquium, ever. What about a layperson? It's unlikely they'd know, wouldn't you say? Well, I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they had a nose for the ultimate cookbook anyway. The prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making pesticide ultra, along with that not mixing your ubiquium bit, is in there, you know. So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh, yes, dear, I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tech-War Group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Cold Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. After semi-approval found guilty, the company took custody of the book, but they only grant the most trusted people access to it, of course. Which means Miss Scone is one of these elites, I suppose. Why didn't you want me to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn wing. So Larry's sketch of Miss Scone was Larry's sketch of Miss Scone is of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. Oh, I see. At first, I thought it was one of those ones I'd given to Judy. One of the 4 you'd given to the gallery, correct? Exactly. All 4 being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be the one that went missing all those years ago. I had already had my pesticide ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. And when my cloths turned out it had been used in some sort of dastardly deed too, well, I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Oh, it does feel good to get it off my chest, though. Chest is no good for the complexion. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago is the one that the victim was wrapped in. Just happens to reappear in the fountain. Just happens to reappear. That should be reappear in the fountain at the same time as the body. Data update in the organizer. Okay, so we've talked to her. Do I have any other logic bits now? No, just that. Have I really done everything that I can do, or... Huh. This thing from the door is a fir tree, right? Yeah, it's usually associated with winter. This door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse. I could be red for that autumny feel. Evergreens stay green all year round, okay, hence the name. Sure. I knew that. I guess we'll investigate this stuff anyway. It's a sculpture of the brave warrior battling against a serpent. Did Paul Leak make this one too, Mr. Edgeworth? He did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece embodies the tragic yet gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. It's called the math test. Talk about relatable. Oh, this is the same thing. The math test, that's hilarious. It's a man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. The man's got a real pain look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Leak piece? Yes, from his younger years, when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closest to him by means of a motif taken from nature. The piece is titled, My Parents. Guess the mom show Brian's that house. Wow. Such as a man or woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Leak make these as well? Yes, it seems he created them later in his life, once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant. Wow, talk about putting a goddess on a little pedestal. Oh, we have more to say from here. Okay. Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've got a thing for a monster. I do not. Chill, I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Judes? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who waits around for the 18-year-old years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place. What? They threw her out? Yep. Jules wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing, nobody, and no job until Samson took the fall. So she had no choice to take what we taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though. Yes, why did she retire? She finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the old cookbook back from the Tango group after they basically stole it. Ah, there's the piece we needed. Guess this place and everything to do with it as well was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back. All of it. Fender seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight. But from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything Mr. Tango has for herself. So we have the missing piece we're looking for. She got the book back, and then she would have known in the book what to do. The Ultimate Cookbook contains instructions on how to create poison gas, and the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No, wait! You mean... I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. So now we can talk to her. Can we talk to her? We cannot talk to her. Wait, hang on. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? We've learned a lot about our case, and about IS-7 too. Perhaps, and yet the truth remains shrouded in a penetrable mist. You still don't have enough evidence to pierce the fog? In that case, we'll just have to look for some more. That won't be necessary, okay? I have all the information I need. Now it's just a matter of logically piecing it together in order to eliminate the truth. Sounds good to me. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? So, I should have everything now, right? Do I need to present something to her to get things moving again? What kind of farm school recipes are in the Ultimate Cookbook? Oh, there's so many. It would take a while to go through them all. But if you really want to know, well, then let's start the show. Come join me as we sing this song in the nifty... Oh, no. Oh, no. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Want to listen to the rest? No, that won't be necessary. What am I supposed to do now? Oh. Selection of trophies won by Paul Leak, rather Audie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contest to enter. Or you can set something up, something for a nice ceremony at the end. All that. Yes, followed by a switch round of arrests. Doors. Seems the elevator is only accessible to selected individuals. I wonder what's upstairs. Among other things, the medical room. That's where Mr. Gusto is being treated. And I hope he's alright. We got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up. Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore other avenues in the meantime. I'm pretty sure I've done everything at this point. Have I? Nope. Because I literally just pieced together the logic that... Tried to present that to her? Truth will come out. I don't know. What's that? Oh. Okay. Cool. Have I inadvertently stumbled out this? Have I inadvertently stumbled onto the stuff Kate Crimes the musical or something? Nope. Not at all. Is there anything I haven't investigated yet? Anything at all? Oh, I investigated this thing. Look, why is there a lift cart just sitting here out in the open? Guess something must have been moving something heavy. The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw in Frost's room. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you have one of these, you can move giant lumps of ice around no sweat. Okay, that was probably the last thing I needed. Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. That's it. That was the last thing we had to get. Cool. And that's that. All that's left now is to wait the results of the test on the teapot. To be continued. 1 hour in, I say we're doing fine so far. Judy Bell's testimony. Oh boy. April 2nd, 22:23 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. The test results have come. Just come in, sir. Traces of a big were found in the teapot. They were? Just like Mr. Edgeworth said. Curse you! You better not think this means you beat me. You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Witter. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth. What? But Rose is best. Everybody knows this better to be a winner than a loser. There's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. What? But I... So far, all of our interactions with Winter has just been like roasting him constantly. Man, I kind of feel bad. I'm kind of starting to feel bad for him the number of times we like had to like roast him. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. But Belle, all right. Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim. Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back. Excellent. We shall see you shortly then. Mr. Widow is annoying, but he's totally harmless. Judge Gambit, on the other hand. Now, Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of Big Room were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps there was one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I used? So you are telling the court that you did not intentionally put a Bicrium in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea they could even be used in fake poison gas. Nope, I'm calling bullshit on that one right now. You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? You have access to the cookbook, correct? Book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas using the attack. Meaning it's probably possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're Very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Pound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that's the fact he triggered it himself. Being a suicide attempt? So she's not willing to admit to anything. Furthermore, where would I go to hold the Investicide Ultra? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it? You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. That very evening I noticed my Investicide Ultra had gone missing! Judy, surely you didn't. Did I say you carry a bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you. If that's true, and I don't have any hard evidence that it was definitely Miss Bowner who stole it. Jude, it's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, huh? We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too! Do you think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender? Can you blame me? We've got one... can you blame me? We got one week disguised as another. I gas strapped one of the display cases, and you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. You've got this all wrong. You have to remember the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. If some inattention person or other one to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have field day in here. And I don't think she's joking. You could like she would absolutely steal one of those statues and move into her freezer somewhere. Actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did in fact enter the gallery before it opened. Sheesh. Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day. And what technique might that be? So, hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, right? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead. Turnabout in thinking. So my father used this method as well. Alright, let's run this for the old Thinkatron. How was Jews involved in what happened back then? According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's fleet with ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. It is possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now. Don't thank me. Thank you, Pops. Now take it away, Mousy. I'll grab the popcorn. I'm gonna enjoy this. Miss Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident. And yet what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you're going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best? Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about the Zodiac Hall, and why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works. Very well. If believed to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. Testimony begins. Here we go. It took 18 years, but at long last I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. For that end, I collected as many polyhelix pieces as I could from around the world. Because, if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful is it that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me. Judge Gavell, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. A rebuttal. Took 18 years, but at long last I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. Instead, I collected as many polyhelix pieces as I could from around the world. Because I'm honest, it's been something a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. I'm gonna press all the statements, we'll see what happens. 18 years. You must have gone through a lot to buy a bag westbound. This home, this place, such memories abound. I couldn't stand to lose what I had found. Simpson, I did what I had to do to see that home was waiting here for you. How does she make it look so easy? I'll say, but I wouldn't expect any less from a trained triple threat performer. If you could continue with your testimony as bound, minus the singing if you please. Hold it. You managed the gallery by yourself, Miss Bound. Yes, well, we only opened today, so I haven't done much actual managing yet, but man, it's instant having the day you open is like terrible luck. I have to keep the mansion going, but can't have it all falling down around my ears. Samson could come home any day after all. So she really got the house back for him. I'm so sorry, Judy. I wish I could have done more. Well, you've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. Even if the only thing I could do right now is keep this place safe for Samson. Hold it. Paul Leak, that was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct? Yes, he adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France. I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection. More specifically, how were you able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures? It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on the photos of the sculptures he made. Really? Perhaps I could go into some more detail on that. Here we go. I was able to recreate the replicas for the Winter Wing based on the photos of the sculptures he made. So now we have a statement to do. Thing is, I wonder. Nope, I guess I should. Nah, I should have figured out what to work. Hey, I'm quite proud of it. Oh, yep, your dance routines have nothing to do with our case, Miss Bound. But neither does that piece of evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Shall I continue? Well, what if I get a hint right now? The sculptures in the Winter Wing were replicas. The very ones from 18 years ago. I need to show I'm aware of that, or I'll never get the truth. So we need evidence that proves that they're the same ones from 18 years ago. How can we prove that exactly? Oh. There we go. I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the test conducted in the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display were replicas. They were the very statues Miss Frost carved 18 years ago. Oh, I could probably help explain how they worked if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think it's sugar, but the composition's actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of the chemical makeup? No chance. Thank you, Miss Goat. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years. Where did you even hide them, is my question. What? She kept a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time? Yeah, it's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough ice box. Quiet, all of you, Miss Bound. Have you anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't, because it would have been possible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? How indeed. Don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed. I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. I better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. What I did that day? The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living room on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film to chart cartridge for Samson. But before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. That was when I saw Mr. Gusto enter Mr. Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you take any issue with that. That's for us to decide, Miss Bound. Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm more focused on improving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when she would have done. The question is, when would she have had the opportunity to do so? If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. I mean, surely she probably could have done it when Gregory and Karma were both in like the same room. Who knows? What exactly did you see was Gusto entering the victim's room? It was while your father and the others were investigating the room where the body was found. Gusto said he went in there to get back a photo of him and Frost and their kids, because he didn't want anybody to suspect they'd been working together, right? Oh, wait, who was that? Okay. Because he didn't want anybody to suspect they'd been working together, right? Pretty sloppy and spotted, though. Definitely not great thief material. I think Mr. Gusto could have lived with that, to be honest. So the moment when Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculpture? Definitely not. That can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says. I need to figure out when Miss Bound would have been able to steal the sculptures. What was her best window of opportunity? You think a great thief like me would have had an inkling, but I'm drawing a blank here. If you're going to get to the bottom of this, you'll need to grill her harder. So get to it. We're gonna right behind you, my big man. All right. So, Samson definitely was able to see Miss Frost's stuff, because, yeah. Hold it. Let's see. Were you the only one who was able to move around freely during the judging? Well, I wouldn't say freely exactly, but I was able to move around more easily than the contestants, yes. Even so, I could hardly have spirited these sculptures away when Samson was standing right there, could I? I went straight off to change the film as soon as he asked me. I wouldn't have had time. So changing the film and the camera as requested by Mr. Tangaroa. Was this the moment Mr. Bound stole? No. That can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says. Wait. Hold it. You entered the room containing Mr. Tangaroa's work before bringing the camera back to him, correct? Yes, I heard the sound of something collapsing. I don't need to read this again. The sound of the chocolate chip falling over after a sudden someone took a bite out of one of the supports. And Mr. Tangaroa was still in Mr. Gusto's room when you found the body. Yes, I'm fairly sure that was the case. He was searching each room in order, and he liked to take his time. To the point where she discovered Mr. Frost's body. Was this the moment Miss Bound stole the sculptures? Probably. Nope. But how would I have done that? By, well, even a great thief would have struggled to steal the sculptures around that, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh, looks like I got it wrong. My apologies. Please continue, Miss Bound. Huh, maybe that would have been it. Just as you did today. Yes, when I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea. Present company included, I remembered it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that little crowd of yours. Oh, interesting. Did anything strike you as strange around that time? Oh yeah, Gregor was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his saucer was cold. His saucer was cold? Of course. Oh my god. Well, that certainly came full circle. Miss Bound, I believe this was when you stole the sculptures. hate to contradict you, but the fountain was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that someone got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room or under everyone's noses? That is precisely what I'm suggesting. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures, and she did it by hiding them here. Boom. My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them. Because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case. Nah. Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit on a serving cart? Would have been spotted immediately. Who said anything about a serving cart? What? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting that she used instead? I'm suggesting Miss Bound used this to transport the sculptures. So, yeah, okay, I get what he's saying. He's saying she used the lift cart to transport the sculptures, and then she put a tablecloth on top of the box itself, and then put the stuff on top of the box to make it look like a serving cart. That's what I'm guessing this is going. And this is the cart that Miss Bound used to move from the flavored ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room. Yep, right up there. We originally bought it for use in the contest. You're saying Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and it would look exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. Can it be? Holy moly, of course! That's why those saucers were so chilly. It was sitting on top of a big block of ice! Jews, how could you? Impressive. And again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son? I should have expected no less. There wasn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the Wait, there wasn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I had said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. I took those sculptures in the glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth quickly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it. I slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room when I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well. Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. There's a huge block of ice on display here, but it must be incredibly heavy though. Maybe not with being hollow on the inside. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of the Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they already melted, the zodiac blocks must have been the victim's room back then as well. When I finished moving the two ice sculptures and the two zodiac blocks out, I took two fresh, empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original two had been. Only the sculptures had been in the glass cases you'll see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they'd been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. Megan would have been easy for her to repair those empty spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored ice works in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today. And I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession. Indeed, and I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it. That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? What? How did you figure that? Oh my. I would have thought you might know at least this much, given we're in a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statute of limitations outlined in this book. Statutes of what? Statute of limitations book, John Down, the organizer. Yes, despite Kay being with us for the past couple weeks, she did not know this at all. Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Theft, 7 years from the day of the crime. It's been 7 years past, so we can't really do anything about it now. So it's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years, theft, 7 years. Ah! Yes, Miss Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago, so it's too late to have her arrested for that crime. I don't believe it. Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Miss Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime, rendering your revelation rather pointless. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? I wouldn't say entirely pointless. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see... Wait. For you see, the theft of the art sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be considerably more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hit Mr. Frost's body? I am indeed. But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it? It was so well composed as well. Hiding it in a very unusual way. Oh, now this is interesting. Why are you telling me that you know where the body was been all this time, Mr. Edgeworth? It's not just a big leap if you think about what Miss Brown has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't a just flavor ice that you removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. If you're confident in this claim, let's put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden? I think I needed to show the Winter Wing photo, was it? Yeah.
Take that!
A photograph of Mr. Frost's works, and of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body? The victim's body is hiding right here.
Take that!
The gem knife sculpture. Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse. What? Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
Objection!
That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. And what piece of evidence might that be? The luminous cloth. The court demands that you present what was used to conceal the body.
Take that!
One of the cloths from the autumn wing? Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's still visually convincing. You might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone? Well, yes, dear, but you can make it look like just like anything, really. Even blazing with fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice. Yes, exactly like it, in fact.
Overruled.
It is not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though.
Objection!
If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor, you'll notice there's a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. And that's one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case. Which means Miss Brown had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion Mr. Frost's body was, in fact, a statue carved from ice. No! Oh, the pursuit music's back. This can't be. Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the Winter Wing, yes, we were standing right in front of the body. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there when the body was supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture? Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we had found it as is. Miss Spout needed to remove the Mr. Frost from the Winter Wing in order to throw us off the scent. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs for a body in the fountain. No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method at her disposal. A trusty lift cart, the same cart that had proved so useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream into the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way, which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered. And then the body followed afterwards once it wasn't had thawed enough. It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth, but can you prove that it was me? It seems well event to expect me to accept the accusations without proof, don't you think? What about eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body? As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed a light on exactly how Miss Brown moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support the allegation? And of course. I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. And then please present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Brown acted as you claim? Okay, time for Larry's sketch.
Take that!
More drawings. Yeah, of course, that's the first thing she noticed. And is that me? Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. What I'm interested in is the cart we can see here. Miss Brown's servant cart. And what about it? You don't see it. She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Miss Brown was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn. What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Allow me to direct your attention to the color of the tablecloth, Miss Brown. I originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that that couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be light blue. Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Brown doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath. What? But the shape of the cart is perfectly rectangular, just the one we would expect. Surely it would have been immediately obvious that the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body.
Objection!
Not that the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those in the lift cart, and it easily passed muster as a regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree? Because justice. Miss Brown, surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body, just as you did 18 years ago. I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. Well, that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it? You need to worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butt's artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your servant cart became a simple lift cart once more, which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates. My chocolates? The ones I was handing out? As is on the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart, but the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket. Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though. Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates you had in your pocket, Miss Brown? It's because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on, that's why. No. Got him. One moment, please. You have explained that Miss Brown did with the chocolates in the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of. I doubt Miss Brown had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? Miss Brown did not hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Brown used to hide the body? Oh, shoot. It wouldn't be on her person, would it? Would it be in the fountain? I guess we could try the fountain. There's no doubt in my mind that it's in the fountain. That's wrong. And there's no doubt in my mind that we would have found it already, Mr. Edgeworth. It's the same mile so, but there's no doubt in my mind you made a little boo-boo here. It would seem so. You know, thinking back to the first time we met Jews. Oh, I forgot that sprite. I forgot about that sprite. Interesting. It might prove to be a vital clue. Yeah, maybe. So that is something I forgot about. I forgot about that sprite. Anyways, frankly, that should have been the obvious answer. Plain view, in fact. In plain view? No, surely you don't mean Miss Brown. It's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? The cloth around my waist is white, Mr. Edgeworth. And given the Zodiac blocks were kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with ice. All we would need, for my theory, is to test the cloth for traces of sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Brown. It's time to come clean. You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole delicious infesticide ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. The sparkles. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week, I went into your bag and I took it. Delicia, and then I put it in his pocket. Went to make it look like he had tried to do it himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play. Judy, you... oh gosh. Jews, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson? We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Miss Defender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures I stole for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in the confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't let them just melt away, not before I came home. But that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in a cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I'd actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures? So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures. Samson's a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody, never. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body, and Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family, the only family I've ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world for me, and I... Dudes. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, but when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check on the sculptures, and that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. It had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired, so I did what I did today, because it was the only way I could think of to make things right. It seems I misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaroa's sake. Hey, what do you think about Mr. Edgeworth? Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago. Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind. If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent, Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. She had been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit. Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? Huh? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer, and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in icework. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? Exactly. Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might have even been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk? Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy. I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case, you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini's case, would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. No, but that would mean the real killer was... Enough, not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clearly about to make? Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not to be done lightly, so should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? Ooh. I mean, I don't see any other option. My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed, and to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gambit, I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who's to blame for the IS-7 incident.
Take that!
Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident. Gusty! Mr. Gusto. Ms. Bound, as we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure the real culprit, and you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far? You are a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth, just like your father. And of course, you are absolutely right. And perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened to your own words. Of course, I have nothing to hide anymore, so I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the autumn wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around and to unlock the doors of the various rooms, and found that the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me. And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to a poison gas trap. When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was released to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan. Dudes, why didn't you tell me? Now I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. Didn't have to be like this. Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who has created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place. Judy. 18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said that it reappeared, I was afraid they might try to cover things up again. So I worked to have a very public incident here in the gallery in front of as many witnesses as possible. I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I let you all down. Fender, this can't be easy for him. No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, is that you simply must clear Samson's name. The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected to say the least. And yet, it only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. To be continued again. Okay, surely now this is going to be the last part. The committee's view. Oh boy. Surely this is going to be the last part. April 2nd, 3:11 p.m. Zodiac Hall of Fountain Room. Miss Bound, are you feeling a little calmer now? Yeah. Yes. Good. Then allow me to get to the point. Regardless of your intentions, you broke the law. Yes, I understand. Nevertheless, I understand that you did what you did in order to prove Mr. Tegro's innocence. Therefore, the real culprit really is someone else. Then we have a duty to reinvestigate the case. Or not, I guess. There was nothing to suggest that anything nefarious took place in the official IS-7 incident records. And right now, there was nothing to suggest that we should take Miss Bound under word either. So our first order of evidence should be to arrest the culprit of the case before us, Miss Bound herself. Official records cannot always be trusted, Judge Gambit, especially since there are those prosecutors who would think nothing of twisting the facts. Are you suggesting that the committee at the time overlooked just such a prosecutor? Is his profile here? I don't know. His profile is not here, but that's for you and your people to figure out. However, it is a fact that the autopsy report was faked, seeing as Mr. Frost's body was only found just now. There really is something Mr. Von Carmine and you, Mr. Edgeworth. How so exactly? By continually defining the will of the committee and bending the truth to fit your needs. That's how. Perhaps this time you understand how the committee sees this case. Oh, now we're going against her. The committee is willing to accept Mr. Von Karma follows by Mr. Frost's autopsy report. Even still, Mr. Von Karma only managed to have Mr. Tango convicted as an accomplice. I personally have come here to believe that the real culprit behind the Addison incident is misbound. Her plan to poison and kill Mr. Gusto today was an attempt to frame him for the murder for Mr. Frost's murder. And this is how the committee sees things, is it? It is. As always, I act solely in service of the law and order. It sounds to me like all she's doing is acting in service of the committee and covering up the truth. And if I can't change her mind, there will be no saying Mr. Tango or misbound. So I think I need to contradict that that's not actually the committee's view. I don't have the original file that says that. Okay. I don't have the original ones anymore, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Nope. Well, that blew up in my face. I'm gonna press that. I believe it was confession that sealed Mr. Tegoro's fate in the end. A confession secured by Mr. Von Karma, which should surely count down in the final verdict itself. Sam Tegoro confessed to the initial investigating officer, one Detective Ian Seidman. Official records state that it was his interrogations that led to the conviction. Therefore, all I can say to you is the gods of justice had already spoken. Unbelievable! Just won't budge at all. And these committee guys really that big of a deal? In many ways, they are Prosecutor's worst nightmare. Yeah, so kind of like how the police are their great thief, huh? Funny how you don't seem to have a problem working with the police when it suits you, though. Hold it. Are you suggesting that Mr. Tango and Miss Bound killed Mr. Frost together? Why not? You could even imagine they split the roles as thus. Mr. Tango could have been the one to commit the act itself. Miss Bound was to move the body. What? The thought that we could ever kill Mr. Frost? You stole his corpse and hid it for 18 years. Is it really so surprising that you might be considered a suspect of the result? Miss Bound has really confessed to all of her crimes. That was not the time to speculate about what else she might have done in the past. Very well, we'll know this past judgment what we know she did in the present.
Hold it.
Why would Miss Bound have chosen to frame Mr. Gusto for the murder? No doubt because he suspected her of being the real culprit. He may have entered what you thought was a winter wing simply to see if the Gemini statue was genuine. Little did you know that it would be greeted by a trap designed to silence him. A trap that only worked. Do you have any evidence to support that line of reasoning? Unfortunately, Mr. Gusto remains in critical condition. It will be difficult to prove anything until he regains consciousness. In other words, there is little we can do for now. On the contrary, there's plenty we can do. You still have not grasped the situation, have you? Now let me just spell it out for you. New statement. We have therefore determined that there is no need to investigate either case any further. So I think we need to present evidence that shows that there is still a need to investigate the case. Blech. Would this really be the? I don't think so. Huh. I may as well try it, I guess.
Objection!
Nope. Ah, damn it. I'm trying to figure this out. Huh. But do you really have all the evidence you need, or is there still a gap I'm missing? Oh yeah. We still don't have a complete. We still don't have an autopsy. So is there? So we really don't have all the evidence we need.
Objection!
Nope. Okay. I guess that's not right either. That's interesting. I would have thought that'd be the case. Let me think of this again. Maybe I'd go for like every one. Let me go for every piece of evidence and see what we got. Dr. Stephen Fender, pamphlet, statues. What shows that there is more that they don't have all the evidence we need? Would it be the cookbook? I don't think it'd be the cookbook. Statues for dummies. Calling out K for that one, huh? Anyways. Let's see. Let me check this again. This cloth. Oh, so I can't check if I wanted to, but I don't think I have any need to do that. What did the results say? Oh, we still don't know whose blood it was, do we?
Objection!
I'm afraid there is still one question concerning the IS-7 incident remains unanswered, Your Honor. Would you mind taking a look at this? What is it? They're test results, carried out on the liquid at the bottom of the Gemini case in the winter wing. As you can see, traces of blood were detected. The question is, whose? Until that question is answered, I hardly think you can claim to have all the evidence. That there was blood in the Gemini case. Why did I not hear about this from Eustace? Because Detective Gumshoe informed me of the results directly. I was planning to tell Mr. Winter about it myself, of course. You kept this to yourself until now, but I have no jurisdiction to do here whatsoever. My words can be with you about all what you've done here today. As ever, my interest is in the truth, and if mistakes were made in the past, they must be rectified. If you must report me to the committee, then so be it. But in return, we must be allowed to investigate this case to the very end. That is not my decision to make. You will need to discuss it with Eustace. Where is he, by the way? Guess who's back, losers? And with good news, too. Oh, he's up. It was a close call from him in there, but Camilla Gusto is alive. Gusto. He made it? Other ones are found me? Yep. Long time no see, Gusto. You're the attorney's assistant? You broke. And you have an assistant of your own now? Assistant? No, I'm... He hasn't gotten a gig just yet. This is Gregory Edgeworth's son. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, at your service. Right moves and mysterious ways. I'm in your debt. If you hadn't found me in time, I wouldn't be here, thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. After all, if you hadn't lived, we wouldn't be able to ask what really happened 18 years ago. What are you talking about? We figured out quite a bit while you were out cold, including the fact that you're probably the guy who offed poor Artie Frost. What? Is that true? This bounced out of a very elaborate trap to catch Mr. Frost's murderer. The trap involved rigging the Pisces statue with poison gas. Perhaps in light of that fact, you could tell us in your own words what happened back then. Or perhaps you'd rather exercise your right to remain silent? No, it's not that. Gusto's here the fan of the old meditation. You know, Om and all that jazz. Wow, sleeping while standing seems pretty cool. That's one heck of a talent. Except there's no sleeping involved in meditation, Kay. Hey, Gusto, old pal, I bet you snap out of it and tell us what went down way back when. I was called in the ghost trap, so I must be the killer? Is that your idea of a joke? I'm the victim here. Indeed you are, Mr. Gusto, and there is no evidence that you have done anything wrong yet. Mr. Edgeworth and Mr. Defender are merely speculating. But it's true they have no authority here, and that you may pay them no heed. At least somebody here seems to be on my side. Judge, ready to go. It's a pleasure, Mr. Gusto. I will assist you in any way you may require. Perhaps you begin by explaining what actually happened 18 years ago to Mr. Edgeworth. Fine. Going to prove I'm innocent, Mr. Prosecutor? I'll be happy to.
Objection!
So this is how you mean to play it, Judge Gambit. You're hoping Mr. Gusto will help you hide what happened instead of trying to correct the record. I believe I'm only an infallible judgment with regards to justice. Except it is us humans who make the actual judgment calls in a court of law. And so long as there are those who would use the law to their advantage, our rulings are fallible indeed. If you would use a position to further obscure the truth, then neither she nor I will forgive you. We shall see about that. What do you advise, Judge Gambit? It would seem that you are under suspicion because it was you who triggered the poison gas, specifically by opening the Pisces case lid. Would you be so kind as to share us why with us? Understood. I came to see for a sculpture, simple as that. I made a mistake with the opening times and arrived an hour early. Miss Bound, was there no one at the reception desk around that time? I had left the main entrance unguarded and unlocked, just in case the killer made an appearance. I was also busy making preparations elsewhere, all the way up until the gallery's opening. So, no, there was no one here on the first floor then. But I did make sure that all the wings were locked up tight. All except for the autumn wing, that is. I see. She did all that just to steal the culprit into the autumn wing, which is precisely where Mr. Gusto went. Sneaking into a building's pretty suspicious, however you slice it. Silence in the courtroom. There will permit no objections or interventions unless there is some evidence that the witness is lying. A courtroom? No, this is an art gallery, right? Oh, please, we've been treating everywhere like it's a courtroom this whole time. There's no difference to this point. Mr. Gusto, if you could please continue by explaining why you opened the Pisces case. I wanted to see Frost's work up close. So I went off to the Gemini. Sorry, I guess it was supposed to be the Pisces statue. I saw that the lid was frozen on tight, so I grabbed a blowtorch from nearby and tried to open it. When I finally got it open, the gas came pouring out. Fascinating. He is the sort of flawless testimony attorneys can only dream of. Yeah, the editing sounds like a lie kind. I'm not satisfied with Mr. Gusto's explanation myself. Alas, there was no evidence to refute it. Come on, there must be something. It's Brown's story you should be questioning, not mine. I'm not the one who started the gas trap. She could have killed anybody with that thing.
Objection!
She turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was gunning for the killer, and nobody else. That killer being you, old pal. So you believe that self-confessed criminal? Miss Bound is far from blameless in this affair. She will have to pay for her crimes. But so will Mr. Frost's killer. They seem determined to pin Frost's murders on me. But I had no reason to kill him. And you have no evidence to prove otherwise. Ugh. Can we really not prove that he's the killer, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Gusto fell victim to the poison gas. That much is indisputable. Yet no matter how suspicious his actions in the present may seem, they prove nothing about the past. Yeah, but then what about you, Mr. Defender? There must be something we can do. You're right. We may not have evidence, but we have plenty of intel. Let's see now. If Gusto killed Frost, he must have had a reason. He claims to not have a motive, but that can't really be true, can it? Oh, time for the whole. Let's get a bunch of logic and pieces all together. If he did it, he has one. Not many people commit murder just for fun. In fact, the old man had a little back and forth with Von Karma about a probable motive too. Remember? How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Von Karma wouldn't let us talk to Gusto back then, but we can now. If we can put these pieces together, I think the picture we looked before might just emerge. Yes, I think you might be right. Just need to think back over everything we know about the IS-7 incident, especially the questions that never got answered. And the finger marks. Were you the one wearing the gloves? Mrs. Scone denied that the finger marks on the frame were hers. But what if they were Mr. Gusto's? Perhaps he had wanted to take a look for the ultimate cookbook for himself. So he asked me to go to put a new cartridge. He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film went out sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way. My father noticed these things for a reason. It just needed to piece them together correctly. In the absence of evidence, the only way to the truth. We have 4 to work with. Okay, let's see what we got. So murder's motive, main exposures, cooperation ended, wanted the cookbook. He could have used the camera to take pictures of the ultimate cookbook. There we go. Photographing the cookbook's contents would be the perfect way to steal a secrets undetected. What if Mr. Gusto did just that? What if he used Mr. Tinkero's camera to photograph the book? It'd be the perfect crime. So much better than stealing and getting chased by the cops. It's sneaky snapshot 20, huh? That could work. The only question is, when would he have done it? Good question. What about during afternoon tea? Didn't Delicia say that Gusto and Frost had missed out on a little tea party they had? Which brings me to the next question. When do we know for certain that Mr. Frost was still alive? And after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair Frost as he secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering this locked room was Tangaroa, possessing as he did the only key. Let's go. You and Mr. Tangaroa's work. Where Mr. Tangaroa works is the only ones where Mr. Tangaroa's works the only ones you sampled. No, dear, I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I tiptoed over to the living room for a little taste too. Mr. Frost had kept to himself inside his room after the contest had started, but he was gone by the time Mr. Scone snuck into it to sample his work, meaning there's a good chance he was murdered before the end of the afternoon tea. Back here again. The cooperation must have ended during the afternoon tea. Nope. That's not quite right. Ah! I guess I pieced these together then. Mr. Gusto, you and Mr. Frost conspired to create works of the contest together, did you not? Huh? So you know my little secret. This defender was kind enough to inform me. Mr. Frost was in charge of the designs, while you were in charge of the flavor. Is that correct? What can I say? I still have a long way to travel on the road becoming a master confectioner. But you only corroborated up to the semi-final. Something changed after that. We both wanted to show what we could do. Show that we were better than Tangaroa. And why did you help Mr. Frost with his entry in the final? Grounds do you have to say that? Your own statement made to Mr. Von Commer 18 years ago. You told me that you had been working together right up until the day before the final. Mr. Frost's entry were carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze, whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return? I can only be expected to read the minds of the dead. So why didn't Mr. Frost help you in return? I submit that your relationship broke down for some reason, and that became the basis of your motive for murder. That's not how it was. Sure, we stopped working together, but it was all perfectly friendly. You stopped working together in a friendly way? Kinda hard to imagine, but okay. Besides, how do you think I did it exactly? You think I just strolled into Tinkero's room and killed Frost? I couldn't have killed a man while Tinkero was in there working on his chocolate pieces, could I? So you see, it can't have been me. I wouldn't be so sure. There must be a window of time Mr. Tigro was in his room. And if I can prove that, I can prove that Mr. Gusto had the opportunity to kill Mr. Frost. And we do! Afternoon tea. We can be sure that Mr. Frost was alive until the beginning of the afternoon tea. Making tea time the only window during which Mr. Gusto could have killed him. Are you satisfied with Mr. Gusto's story now, Mr. Edgeworth? Sadly, I'm afraid I'm still rather unsatisfied. But things are finally starting to become clear, and the truth will soon come to light at last. Do you mean to say you have come with new evidence? Evidence? No. I was hoping I might convince Mr. Gusto to open up to us about it instead. Oh, is it mind games time again? It is. Mr. Gusto, I have a question for you. I said I have a question for you. Yeah, what is it? You chose to make your entry for the final on your own. I told you I wanted to test myself. I wanted to prove I was the best in the world. If that were the case, then sure you wouldn't have chosen cheating in the first place. So tell me, Mr. Gusto, why did you feel the need to team up with Mr. Frost? Okay, time for mind chess. 18 years ago, Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost collaborated in the confectionery contest. But why did they work together, and why did they enter the contest in the first place? That's the information I need to get out of my opponents somehow. Oh boy, pawn, rook, bishop, and queen. Or I guess king in this case. Mr. Gusto seems to have a habit of pretending to be asleep when things aren't going his way. Let's start focusing on why he chose to work with Mr. Frost. In my hand, now it's time to dig up the truth that was buried all these years ago. Mind just commence! Mr. Gusto, what inspired you to collaborate with Mr. Frost? We were appraisers before we were contestants. He was interested in entering the contest, so we decided to sign up together. And your decision was to pair up with sculpture had nothing to do with your lack of faith in your skills. Don't know me. We joined Frost because we wanted to make the most perfect creations that possible, that's all. What, you couldn't do that on your own? Frost's son and I were in the same grade at school, but we got along pretty well too. Oh, so you were just two friends who happened to try the title of world's greatest confectioner? Should I just do wake up? Wake up! Pretending to be asleep when the going gets tough won't work on me, I'm afraid. Mr. Frost was a sculptor, Mr. Gusto. I doubt he cared much about winning a title for confectioners. In which case he probably had a different motive for taking part in the contest, wouldn't you say? Fine, it was me. I won that title. Frost was only in it for the prize, the ultimate cookbook. I see. And since your objectives dovetailed so neatly, you decided to work together. But then something happened. A breakdown in your relationship, perhaps. If so, I want to know why. Mr. Prosecutor, I'm still quite unwell after my brush with death. Pushed me too hard. And I'll be on my way back to the medical room. No, wait! You better wrap this up quickly. I'm already dangerously low on patience. Mr. Gusto is trying desperately to make his escape, but he's not going anywhere yet. Not as long as he's still keeping things from me. So let's figure out what he was really after next. There's no time to lose. I need to pick the right line of questioning, and fast! You two had your eyes on something other than this hell, didn't you? After all, I'm not sure the title of World's Greatest Confectioner even counts for that much. Huh? Are you assaulting the way of my confectioner? My only goal was to win that title. I didn't care about anything else. I have no idea how much it would have meant to be. But my sense of design may not have been up to snuff back then, but you should see me now. Oh, so you've improved. You better have. I didn't do all that training and training for nothing. I'll believe when I see it. I looked up to Tingro, you know, spent hours poring over the designs of his work. Even used to watch his show with my son. Sounds to me like Mr. Tingro's work was especially influential in your earlier studies. In his recipe books, you might have even become the best someday. Maybe. The book was a real treasure, no doubt about that. Any confectioner would have wanted it. You claim that your only goal was to win the title, yet you also seem to have had interest in the contest prize, the ultimate cookbook. There goes the second one. The greatest collection of recipes by the world's greatest confectioner. I can't say I had absolutely no interest in it. Even if I did. What exactly is so wrong with that? Nothing, I suppose. Only that the book contained recipes for medicines, not desserts. And everyone who entered the contest supposedly knew that. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. I can't let them slip from my grasp now. I just need to stay calm and keep the pressure on. Next, let's find out why you wanted the cookbook. Did you know how valuable the cookbook really was? What kind of question is that? It was a collection of Tangaroa's recipes. Was a confectioner in the world or would I wanted to get their hands on it? I don't have a clue as to how to perceive this line of questioning. I better try another attack. So your plan was to win the cookbook and use it to help with your own creations. What else? Book that could have helped prove my craft tenfold. You could have made a lot of money if you sold it. I don't know much about that, but I don't know much about what was actually in there. But it was worth more than money, I'll tell you that. Nope, that's wrong. They told us a little about it. Okay, never mind. That was right. Then you know what kind of recipes it actually contained, don't you? And they weren't dessert recipes at all. I see you did your homework. Fine, so you know what really was in there. The Ultimate Cookbook, or the Angel's Cookbook to give it its proper title. It's to collect your chemical formulas and ways to synthesize new medicines nobody had ever heard of. So he did know that the cookbook actually contained recipes for medicines. This could be an important clue. I've already read this before. Time to deploy my clue. Your decides being improved thanks to your training in staying far, but you clearly didn't do enough work on your skills in deception. You've already admitted that you knew the Ultimate Cookbook was a collection of recipes for medicines. Thereby making your interest not gastronomical, but pharmaceutical in nature. Like you were trying to become a pharmacist, weren't you? You're a confectioner, Mr. Gusto. You had no professional interest in revolutionary new medicines, which suggests that your interest must have been personal. I underestimated you. Why? Right. Winning to the title was the only reason I entered the contest. I needed one of the recipes in that book. It was my son, who was sick. He was. Tell me more. That's none of your business. I've told you as much as you need to know. Looks rattled, but I can't let him off the hook. Let's find out what his mystery illness was. Almost gone to the bottom of this, I can feel it. Just a few more moves. Could you tell me what was the name of the disease your son suffered from? Real cold customer, Mr. Prosecutor. Is there enough that I was seriously ill? Why would you force me to tell you more? I don't have a clue, so what? Okay, so not that one. That's for later. Maybe that. Tell me a little more about your son. He was my pride and joy, my biggest fan. And you entered the contest in order to help him. Clearly didn't have children of your own. Any other would have done the same. I would have done anything to help him. Anything! Tell me I don't believe you. Buy my time, huh? You would have come to see me here at the contest venue too. Right up for the semifinal. Really? You didn't get in the way of your work. If you were trying to beat Samson Tagaroa, surely you didn't have the time to look after our child. Oh well, I wanted to do what I could for him. You said you wanted to always be first to try my creations. I'm still recovering, so have you got nothing? Okay, that was wrong. Wait! I may need to be a little more proactive. I need to... Okay, so I did the wrong move there. So he wasn't too sick to join you. You said your son was sick, Mr. Gusto, and yet he was able to come and join you for the contest. It wasn't that kind of illness, nothing life-threatening anyway. This feels like it could be an important clue. Did you know the name of the... Okay, yeah. You've already shared with me that your son's illness wasn't life-threatening. So why are you so reluctant to share any further details? It may not have been life-threatening, but that doesn't mean it hadn't been life-altering. I see, that must have been very hard on both of you. course it was. That was why I did everything I could to find a cure. We were desperate. He couldn't taste anything, not even his favorite desserts. Was he overweight? As I understand, the Ultimate Cookbook contains the recipe for a very particular medication, one that Mr. Tigro used to cure himself of his own taste disorder. So he had it too! Two, you say? So your son has a taste disorder then, am I correct? How did I let that slip? You've been asking me to believe that you needed to win a cookbook in order to cure your son. Was that really the case? Of course it was. What are you saying? I'm saying that I'm not so sure that's true based on everything you told me. I don't have a clue as to how to perceive this line quite. Oh, come on! All that just to go right back to here. So you need the cookbook to cure your son. Yeah, nowadays you can get the medication you need anywhere. But back then, that book was our only hope. Which is why I didn't dare waste my time on the fancy tea parties. I had to give all to my work. And what would Mr. Tigroa's work? Sure, that tea break gave you the perfect opportunity to go steal a glance at it. And what makes you think I had the energy or time to care about what the others made? Ugh. Oh no. Because, okay. I think you made it abundantly clear how much interest you had in Mr. Tigroa's work. What's more, if you were that determined to win the Ultimate Cookbook, I seriously doubt you would have passed up on a chance to take a peek at your competitors' entries. I had plenty of chances throughout the contest to see a sample of my rival's work, you know. But each time I did, nothing seemed to have any flavor. Must have been nerves or something. Nothing Mr. Gusto taste had any flavor. That seems like it could be an important clue. Okay, I have to do this whole thing again. Just rushing on through. Time to deploy my clue. Taste disorders are difficult to live with. It isn't easy not being able to enjoy your food. You should know. After all, you just told me you experienced something like that during the contest. Use any water real quick. So the nugget sample had any flavor. Those are your words, correct? Which seem to suggest that you were suffering from a taste disorder. A confectioner without a sense of taste. Not exactly ideal. Are you sure it wasn't actually your own condition you were seeking a cure for, Mr. Gusto? I had enough of your speculations. I managed to fly in that contest. Made all my own entries. No problems. But which worker, Mr. Frost? Sorry, but I'm afraid you're contradicting your own testimony. You already admitted that you and Mr. Frost had worked together during the contest. It's too late to claim you did it all on your own now. And there it is. You would have us believe you're a man of principle, a dedicated student of the confectioner's art. Yet you abandoned those principles and conspired with Mr. Frost to win the contest. Also, you can cure your own taste disorder. You got me, Mr. Prosecutor. As you said, my sense of taste was shut. My son's was fine. I kept it hidden for so long, 15 years, and nobody knew. Sadly, you can lie to others, but you can't. Sadly, you can lie to others, but you can't lie to me. Both Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost entered the contest hoping to obtain the Ultimate Cookbook, the medicine that would cure Mr. Gusto's disorder, and the money you would bring in for Mr. Frost. Thus, an uneasy alliance was forged, and that, I believe, is checkmate. Hey, my health bar is back. Mine just checkmate. I'll admit it. You're good. I never told anybody any of this, but you figured it all out anyway. It's true. 18 years ago, I developed agnesia. What's agnesia? It's a taste disorder that makes it so you can't taste anything at all. A confectioner's worst nightmare. Mr. Fender, is this what Mr. Tangaroa has as well? No, the big man has what they call dissociated taste disorder. Basically, some things can taste just fine, while others have no flavor at all. So you suffered too. Can't have been easy. Now there wasn't a way to cure it on the market, which is why you needed Mr. Tigero's cookbook. Do you admit now that was the real reason you entered the contest? That was only one of the reasons. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted the title. When I put mine, something gets done, and I won't lose to anybody. I may not be able to taste it then, but I still knew my stuff was good enough to win. Oh, so you went into the final thinking you stood a good chance of winning. Of course. What was the Mr. Fender said about what Mr. Tigero thought of Mr. Gusto's creations? Mr. Gusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up to the semi-final, but disappointing as entry of the final was subpar in both counts. We were told the entry of the final was far from the prize-winning taste sensation you describe. What happened, Mr. Gusto? What went wrong that day? Fine! You want to talk? I'll talk, but you're not going to like what I have to say. My entry for the final. Frost and I worked together right up through the semi-final. I handled the flavor, he did the designing. But I wanted to face Tigero in the final meal. No help, just me and my skills. So help Frost with his entry, but mine, I did it alone. It didn't taste good in the final, it was on me. What can I say? I lack training. And that's all there is to it. Happy now? Ugh, there don't seem to be any obvious contradictions in his testimony. Yep, not that I thought it'd be easy to get anything real out of him. He's managed to not let slip what really happened for 18 years after all. Why don't you try pushing him in my Mouser, you know? See if you can't shake something loose. I think I just might have to, Bitfender. Frost and I worked together right for the final. I handled the flavor, he did the designing. Frost was in charge of designing the work you both submitted, while you handled the taste. Yeah, he was a sculptor, craftsman, and his sense of design was second to none. But he was clueless about confectionery, which is where I came in. We each did what the other couldn't. Heh, a boy did not have an eye for aesthetics, not even for the simple stuff. Yeah. Bird! I like me now! Huh, the natural symbol of Zhengfa. Oh yeah, it's a phoenix. That's awesome! I'll say. Pretty different to the stuff you were pumping out 18 years ago. Behold the fruits of my training. I dedicated my whole life to my craft. But back then, we both needed each other's help, so we joined hands until the final.
Hold it!
You were serious about winning the title then? Of course, the art of the confectionery is my life. Why wouldn't I want to be crowned the greatest? But I still had a lot to learn back then. Guess it's still surprised my work wasn't up to scratch. The title wasn't the only thing you wanted. There was the cookbook too, and you wanted the book even more than you wanted the title. Isn't that right, Mr. Gusto? Mr. Edgeworth, you are a badgering witness who is still suffering the effects of today's attack. I cannot allow this harassment to continue. I understand, Your Honor, but ignore Mr. Gusto. You need not answer the vile prosecutor's question. But please do continue testimony in your own time.
Hold it!
And yet, I heard that your creations prior to the final was scored highly in their flavor. So what's went wrong? Was it some kind of cooking accident on that day? No, nothing like that. It was... I told you, I had a taste disorder. My sense of taste failed me. It's as simple as that. But Mr. Frost's interest complicated on his flavor. Your sense of taste hadn't failed you then. Something happened overnight. Yeah, I don't think he's going to spill any more beans, Mr. Edgeworth. Perhaps I asked him about something else. Stay the course. Did something change between the semi-final and the final, Mr. Gusto? Not really. The only difference between the semi-final and the final was that Frost wasn't helping me.
Hold it!
So you really completed your final entry without Mr. Frost's help. I may not have had a design to lean on, but I was still solid when it came to flavor, so the villagers were the only thing that changed between the semi-final and the final. You sure, Gus, the old pal? Gonna have to call you out on that one, I'm afraid. It wasn't just that his looks got a big thumbs down. Come judgment time, it got trashed on flavor too. Doesn't sound much like a winner to me. Despite his confidence, Mr. Gusto failed on flavor too. The lack of Mr. Frost's assistance shouldn't have affected that. So was there some other difference? An 18-year-old mystery. And the key to unraveling it is finally in my grasp. I just need to remember everything Fender told me about what he and my father discovered. So like he said, nothing should have changed without Frost helping him. So why did something change in the end? What caused it to lose flavor? I just realized these faces of theirs, they don't seem very friendly, huh? Not friendly at all. What do I present this? Oh, that was right. Okay. I can think of one significant difference between the semifinal and the final, Mr. Gusto. Your son. This is him in the photograph, correct? You told me he was here with you up for the semifinal. He was. What of it? But indeed, he was here with you up until the semifinal, until he suddenly wasn't for the final. And just as suddenly, your work went from being lauded for its flavor to being lambasted for it. I don't think that's coincidence, do you? He wasn't just spending quality time with his father, he was playing a much more pivotal role than that. I just wanted him to see me hard at work, to show him I was trying my best for us. Well, it was him being here that helped me do so well in those early rounds. He talks a good game, but nothing about this guy screams stupid to me. Indeed, thankfully we only have to give such an idea to credence if his story were true. After all, how much could the encouragement of one small boy affect the taste of a grown man's work? Mr. Costa prided himself in the flavor of his creations, but then he lost his sense of taste. He must have had a tough time maintaining his high standards with such a devastating loss. Unless... I'm sure someone was here to cheer you on, but that wasn't all he was here to do, was it? You're a very suspicious man, Mr. Prosecutor, but why not try answering yourself for a change? What was an elementary school kid doing here, other than to support his father? Did taste your creations. Your son knew the taste of your work pretty well, I imagine, Mr. Gusto. He was my greatest fan, of course he knew it. In which case, he would have been a good judge of whether something tastes on brand, or so to speak. No? What are you implying? You've already told us that you were suffering from a taste disorder. I'll admit it, you're good. I never told anybody any of this, but you figured it all out anyway. That's true. 18 years ago, I developed Arcasia. No one knew about your condition. Indeed, I doubt Mr. Frost would have wanted to continue collaborating with you had he found out. After all, it was your job to make sure his creations tasted good. Therefore, your son wasn't just here to support you, he was helping you by taste testing your work. Dang, now it all makes sense. Frost's stuff tasted good because it really was finished the day before when the kid was still here. You have a vivid imagination, Mr. Prosecutor, but if you seriously think I trust a kid to tell me how to adjust the taste of my masterpieces? I have some pride, you know, even back then. Did you now? My designs may not have been much to write home about back then, but I always knew my work tasted better than anyone else's. If you think I'd risk everything by putting my reputation in the hands of a child? This is just more speculation, that's all it is. Ugh. In that case, ask a speaker about your son this instant. Let's see how much his story he can corroborate. Sorry for you, my son is no longer my concern. What? What? I seriously got my sense of taste back. I went straight to Shining Far and started my training. I cut off all ties with the kid for good. Wow. You are probably the worst father in existence right here. Like, what? You abandoned your own child? And that ain't the half of it. No one knows where he is, even now. The cops looked all over him, but no dice. So, still think you can prove your S93? I'd like to see you try. Think I care about anything besides confectionery? Think again. I got my sense of taste back. What need do I have for our son? Silence in the courtroom. When Mr. Gusto's word and actions may demonstrate a certain lack of humanity on his part, the cause of justice cannot judge him for that. Therefore, Mr. Edgeworth, I believe it is time for you to admit defeat.
Yeah, give it up. 18 years is a long time for you to service now. Prove or otherwise.
Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, we have to do something. If we don't, the truth might be lost forever. Where are you, Detective Gumshoe?
Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but oh, yeah, it does the right way, sir.
Please do, Detective. That's the last piece of the puzzle, I'm sure of it. Once we know whose blood it is. Hey, Miles. Sorry to cut you in on your mind palace time, but I was pondering something myself. Our friend Guster didn't come here just to check up on the body, did he? You mean because he tried to open the case? Exactamundo. Think we have anything that might explain why he tried to do that? We might. Detective Gumshoe can make it back in time for some piece of evidence. That's quite enough idle chatter defense. Now if you...
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, sorry to keep you waiting.
Speak of the devil. Do you have the test results, Detective?
Yes, sir. The lab just got back to me.
Detective, please. Court is in session. Now then, am I right to assume that you're bringing us the evidence which Edgeworth was just speaking of? What? Hey, no fair. Why didn't we talk about any of this? It is indeed the evidence in question, Your Honor. It needed testing, so I asked him to carry it out. What the? Why is everybody always helping you? I'm supposed to be one in charge here. Mr. Winter, I'm sorry I didn't involve you, but this is important. Can we at least hear what the detective has to say? Well, alright. So, Detective Gumshoe, what did the tests have to tell us?
You're not gonna believe this, but the owner of the blood we found in the liquid at the bottom of the Gemini case is Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Detective. You've been very helpful. Well, looks like my suspicions were correct. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, what do you mean? Explain yourself. What is the significance of this blood to the case? It's only the very thing the perpetrator of the IS-7 incident has been trying to hide all these years.
Ew,
The fact that your blood was found inside the Gemini case, Mr. Gusto, is as good as us finding your blood lying next to Mr. Frost's body. Why would there be traces of your blood there? Oh, please, Mr. Gusto. If you won't answer, Her Honor, Mr. Gusto, then I will. There wasn't just blood in the liquid from the Gemini case, there were traces of salt and sugar too. There were. If you remember, the one particular part of Mr. Frost's work was allegedly very salty indeed. Oh yeah. You're talking about what Delicia told us back then, right? What was it again? Did he ever? Never tried ice so scrumptious in all my life. Really? Man, wish I could have had a bite. Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
The salty bit?
It's in the other folder you got there. This bit, the harpy thing. Gemini's liar. Yes, the liar, and only the liar, tasted as if it had been flavored with salt. There were no traces of salt anywhere else than from Mr. Frost's entry. Very interesting. Then perhaps you could tell us, Mr. Edgeworth, where did the salt and liar come from? Wait, now I'm confused. Where did it come from? Oh.
Take that!
This is the lamp from the IS-7 incident. Indeed. I believe that the salt that gave the liar this flavor came from just such a lamp. Mr. Montgomery had established that both the salt lamps were in Mr. Tangaroa's room at the time of the crime. One of them was used to kill Mr. Frost. And it was stained with his blood. No corresponding pool of blood was found in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Right, because the culprit had chucked the piece of the chocolate with that on it into the little stream. Furthermore, aside from the liar, no traces of salt were found anywhere else in Mr. Frost's room either. Hey, come to think of it, the lamps we found in Glitch's room are both broken. The lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed, both of them. Maybe they fell and broke on the floor? We never did figure out how the one that wasn't used to kill Frost got busted, but are you thinking maybe it had Gusto's blood in it at some point? Yeah. Anyone whose blood was found on one of the lamps would have been a person of interest to the police, so the killer needed to hide the blood somehow, and in a way that wouldn't arouse suspicion. Are you seriously suggesting that the lie was used to do just that? I am. I suspect that the bloody salt was somehow applied to the liar so that could be hidden inside the case. Because unlike the fountain of water, the sculptures would have needed more time and care to test properly. And so he waited and waited for his chest to dispose of the liar undetected. Then the reason he's here today is 18 years ago, Mr. Frost's body and the evidence pointing to his killer were taken away together. This, of course, was not part of the perpetrator's plan, and thus a new dilemma arose. The possibility that the body, the incriminating evidence, or both will resurface one day. So back he comes 18 years later, sneaking in bright and early to try and cover his tracks. Well, Mr. Gusto, we're finally ready to admit it. That you are the one responsible for the IS-70 incident. Mr. Gusto, it's all because of the other Samson. Gusto. So I finally got caught, huh? All these years later. Nobody came close back then. Or the bitch up prosecutor, or the attorney. That's some impressive work, Mr. Prosecutor. I have to hand it to you. You admit it then. That you murdered Artie Frost. Yeah. Sure I do. I killed him. But he only had himself to blame. What do you mean by that? He agreed to help me. We were supposed to help each other so that one of us could win. And whoever won was supposed to let the other use the cookbook. But on the day of the final, the rat finally showed his true colors. Seriously, Frost, we had a deal! Sorry, I'm not helping you in the final. Our agreement is over, Gusto. But I helped you! But all day yesterday making the icebreaker pieces. Did you? And can you prove that, I suppose? Wait, you were planning to betray more from the start, weren't you? After Frost double crossed me, I had to make my piece for the final by myself. And like you said, my son wasn't there, so I didn't have any help with the flavor either. So much of the pride you claim to have in your ability to make delicious desserts. Go ahead and judge. You have no idea what it was like for someone who like me to lose my sense of taste. I gave up everything to become the best. Everything. I take pride in that. Something someone like you can never understand. Right, I don't understand. Do you take pride in the fact that you resorted to murder? Or that you abandoned your son? Whatever I want to understand someone who could do such things. A man can't afford to rely on other people. I learned that the hard way 18 years ago. My son never showed up on the day of the final. And in hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised if Frost was the reason why. Why would you think that? What's going to happen to your son? How am I supposed to know? I told you, he's not my concern anymore. And according to you guys, nobody knows where he is now either. And you don't care? You're horrible. So if his disappearance, so too went your chances of winning, correct? Yeah, and I had to find another way of getting my hands on that book. That's when inspiration struck. I decided to skip afternoon tea and snuck into Tangero's room. It should have been so easy. All I had to do was photograph the formulas I needed and get out of there. But then Frost showed up. I thought I might find you here. Stealing recipes from the famous cookbook. Frost! What's this? A cure for taste disorders. Oh no, that's just too tragic. A confectioner who can't taste anything. What will people say? If you tell anybody, I'll... Yeah. You'll what? Can't even hit me, you miserable worm. Why you? Frost shoved me hard when I went to punch him. I have to clean off my feet. I crashed into one of the lamps. That's the one where my blood got on it. So Mr. Frost wasn't the first to get hurt. When it was all over, I realized I had to get rid of that blood somehow, so I scraped off all the bloody bits. Dissolved those salt shavings into some of my flavored ice mixture and brushed it all over the harp. That's how you made the evidence lingering you to the murder vanish. If Frost was going to blackmail me, you would have made me give him money to keep quiet about my condition. So you decided you had to kill him? Yeah, I guess I did. Why would I let him live? You want someone holding something like that over your head? Besides, he's the one who threw Frost's blood. Makes for some solid case of self-defense, don't you think? So that was the impetus behind it all. Anyway, I initially took the lamp into Frost's room. And straight there, I went out and figured out how I was going to hide the bloody part. Inspired by all the ice sculpting tools laying about the place, I guess. You're not as dumb as you pretend to be. Yeah, I figured I could use them to chip it off and grind it up. Once that was done, painting the stuff over the harp was easy. But why Samson? Why'd you have to flame him? I never meant for the cops to pin it on him. That was your fault. You and the rest of them. Yep. Why do you think I went to the trouble of placing the lamps and the cloth back and skull in the room? There's only one reason to plant the murder weapon in the room of another contestant, and that's to cast suspicion on that person. What? You tried to flame me, Gusty Pants? Yeah. But why? Why poor me? I respected Tangaroa, who was the best, the true champion. I would never have wanted him to take the fall. But you're a fraud. Your work wasn't even real. You have no respect for our craft at all. You deserve to be punished for what you did. Oh, Gusty, how could you? And had you refrained from eating Tangaroa's work, Frost's body wouldn't have been found. The plan was to wait until Tangaroa was judging your room. That's when I'd sneak the corpse into Frost's room and freeze it. But thanks to you, Bound here found it before I had a chance to retrieve it. I don't understand. Why did you need to freeze his body at all? Why indeed? Mr. Edgeworth, surely you must know. Why did Mr. Custer need to freeze Mr. Frost's body? If I had to guess, probably to obscure the time of death. Mr. Custer needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to obscure the time of death. If they determined that the murder occurred during the afternoon tea, he would have been an obvious suspect. Bingo! Freezing Frost's body wasn't simple. Preparing everything took time. So I decided to put his body in the test of Tangaroa's room while I got everything ready in Frost's. At the time, it seemed like the perfect hiding place. Never counted on some gluttonous pharmacist showing up and making the whole ship collapse. I still don't get it though. Why does this guy love the? I just love the sprite. She just drops the bowl and lifts it back up for a leg. I still don't get it though. Why this guy's body isn't amp skull shot at all? The sooner it was found, the smaller the effect that the freezing would have had on the masking at the time of death. Therefore, he needed to disguise it, at least until it had fully frozen. How awful! Using Mr. Frost's own work to help you cover up the truth behind his murder. Ironically, Tangaroa would have done just fine. The body hadn't been found before I got it out of his room. Only things hadn't gone to plan. He wouldn't even have been arrested, let alone convicted. You mean it was my fault? Everything happened to Samson was all because I found the body? Don't let him get inside your head, Judes. No, this is your fault. It wasn't Samson. It would have been Delicia instead. She would have been on the way. She would have been the one they arrested. Out of the way, there's only one person to blame here, and that's Gusto. It didn't help that the initial detective was so bad at his job either. Never even told the prosecutor that the body had vanished. So then Mr. Von unwillingly placed Mr. Tangaroa under arrest in the absence of a body. I mean, I guess it would explain why he was so keen to wrap things up. Still, you'd think he'd notice something as big as that if he'd taken a look at few reports, right? Notice some have been deliberately distorting the facts of the case, though. Either way, it seems that Mr. Von Korman didn't know about the body until after the arrest had been made. But admitting that would have spoiled his perfect record, so he kept it to himself, proceeded to prosecute Mr. Tangaroa regardless. Can this really be true? You don't feel bad at all? He spent 18 years in prison because of you. Sticks and stones, girlie, sticks and stones. What a jerk. I'll arrest you right now, pal. I can't do that, sadly. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, detective. So you noticed, huh? Glad somebody did. That is right. You can't lay your finger on me. What? Why? You just confessed to murder. No idea, huh? And I guess I'll lay it out for you. The statute of limitations. I killed Ross 18 years ago. The statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. You do the math. You can't arrest me. You think I had confessed otherwise? That's right. The statute of limitations is only 15 years. Is this really the end of the line, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. Once the statute is expired, he can't be charged. So, but how unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm afraid that both Mr. Gus's confession and your deductions will have to be struck from the record, and then Mr. Tangaroa's conviction will remain in place. But we've finally proven that the police never had Mr. Frost's body in their possession. Even if we can't arrest Mr. Guster, surely Mr. Tangaroa has grounds for a retrial on that basis. Does he? I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid that the judgment is much harder to overturn than you might imagine. The committee means for the verdict from 18 years ago to stand no matter what. Bad luck, Mr. Prosecutor. There must be something we can do. Something to bring Mr. Gusto down. Why you can't arrest me? Your arrest 18 years ago. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 18 years. You do the math. You can't arrest me. Okay, the one piece of evidence. Well, technically 2 pieces, but I guess we never really have to use that. Let's take another read of this. Oh. 15 years from the day of the crime. The statute is suspended to show the suspect flee to a foreign country. The statute is suspended from the time any accomplices indictment to the end of the trial. So that means since he immediately left for Zhang Fa, the statute immediately restarted the moment he returned. So okay. I don't think I have anything I can present that to, though. Maybe. But he wasn't I'm not sure. Do I present this now? I'm gonna press it first.
Hold it.
Depending on your actions the last 18 years, the statute may not have expired yet. This ought to be good. Alright, I got nothing to hide. If there's something you want to ask, ask it. Very well. Tell us where you've been and what you've been doing since the incident. Sure. Not long after the contest, I was able to cure my taste disorder thanks to the formula from that book. Not so long after that, I went to Zhang Fa to really buckle down and hone my craft. That explains a lot. We tried to contact you after the fact, but I guess you were long gone by then, huh? Yeah, could be. I left, let's see, around a year after the murder. That was before Tangero's last day in court. Moving to Zhang Fa was the best thing I ever did. Could I ever design? I'm the full package now. And all on the backs of those whose lives you destroyed. What's omelet out of few eggs? Nothing, Mr. Prosecutor. Nothing. You're evil. Sticks and stones, girlie. You're gonna arrest me, and that's all that matters. Ugh, I need more to work with. There has to be something I can get out of him. Maybe I can push him further on the statements he just made. Is there anything I should follow up on? Oh, oops. Let's try training in Zhang Fa. I'd like you to tell us more about your training in Zhang Fa, if you wouldn't mind. Fine. Not sure that's the right one. Let's see if we can get the other one out. Tango final day in court. I can't have both out. Okay.
Hold it.
Let's press that one now. And you want someone as witness at any point by the prosecution or the defense. I have more important things to do worry about some court case. I was basically getting ready to go and become the best. Regularly, me searched high and low for the guy. Seemed like he didn't want to be found. Since he played his cards right to manage to avoid setting foot in court. Do I present it at this one? Because, like, literally right there, that's definitely what I do. Nope, not there. Go along, Mr. Ghost, and this proves it. Okay, so let me go back and get the Zhang Fa. Let me get the Zhang Fa statement out again.
Hold it. Objection.
Do. Zhang Fa, and you were there for a while, I'd imagine. Yeah, I left sometime after the investigation had wrapped up. I've been meaning to go there and start my studies for a while, and thanks to the hard work I put in. My designs are now world class. Whoa, that's amazing. You like it? It's yours. Really? All right. So he spent some time in Zhang Fa training. So he went to Zhang Fa. There we go. The statute of limitations for murder is subject to the following condition. The statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country, which means that the time you spend abroad doesn't count towards the total time under the statute. No way! Sounds like someone hit pause while he was in Shangfa. It appears that there may be time left on the clock yet, but that will depend on how long you stayed in Shangfa, Mr. Gusto.
It was 3 years exactly.
3 years? Hold on. Nobody say anything until I've done the math. The murder happened 18 years back. The statute of 15 years, add the 3 overseas. 15 plus 3 makes exactly 18, which means... No way! Mr. Edgeworth, you did it! The statute has expired after all!
Bingo! 18 years exactly. Glad you worked it out for yourselves.
He's just being stringing us along this whole time.
Why is he laughing? We're good, aren't we? We can arrest him now.
I hate to break it to you, little sis, but A7 went down the end of December. It's April now, which means, strictly speaking, it's been 18 years and 4 months since Frost's murder. If Gusto's stayed in Shangfa for the last 3 years on the nose, it's not enough. We're a few months short.
Not enough? But, I tell you, can't touch me.
I hate to admit it, but he read the board well when he made his confession. How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. If only the statute had been suspended for another year. Ugh. Those who would overturn the guy's judgment must be willing to pay the price till they fall. And you, Mr. Edgeworth, have failed.
Ugh! Ugh!
There must be something I can do. I knew it. Well, the law can't bring Mr. Gusto to justice then. Judes, what are you thinking?
Objection!
There's no need to go adding your rap sheet just yet. We're not done here. Far from it. Because there's still a way we can nail him. Let me check the book again. Ha ha ha! The statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of the trial. And since Tangaroa was declared an accomplice for the murder, which he was convicted for, since he was the accomplice and not the perpetrator, that means is another year. There is? Alright, Miles Sereno, pep talk. I need you to think back over everything we know about the case. Gusto's overlooked one critical thing that you yourself would like to believe wrongly about, which is, he wasn't there for Samson's last trial, remember? Best I can tell, he doesn't seem to know what the final verdict that came down that day is. Which means there's still one way left to us. Crack open your statues of dummies there and take another look. Yeah, I already did. I know what we need to do. 17 years ago, they really did a number on the Samson and framed it for a pretty picture. But if we make good use of that verdict now, we can make Gusto pay in full of what he's done. And are you? Those who would overturn the guy's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. Samson's my client, Miles. I can't bring myself to use the source of his pain as a weapon in his fight. So whether we play our last card or not, it's gonna have to be up to you. Bringing Mr. Gusto to justice can only happen if I use the outcome of that hard-fought trial. So, should I raise an objection to play that card or not? My father and Mr. Von Karma. One sought to reveal the truth, the other to hide it. I know which path I choose to follow. The one that seeks to reveal the truth. This court has reached its final verdict. The record will state that Mr. Gusto has been found not guilty on all accounts. No, Your Honor. Mr. Camille Gusto is absolutely guilty. And I refuse to let him walk away. His crimes are too unspeakable for him to go unpunished. Do you mean to suggest that you have grounds upon which to call for his arrest? I do. How to show the country well something that proves the statute of limitations hasn't yet expired. The book itself. Time for you to also read the statute for dummies. Consider this piece of evidence if you will. Really? Okay, that wasn't right. on the grounds that it appears to be entirely irrelevant. I would have thought for sure it'd be that. Oh wait, it's gonna be the case file, isn't it? Whoops. Maybe it's, I think, okay, so maybe it's the case file first, and then the statute of limitations. My bad. Where else the particular page of this IS-70 case file we'd like us to refer to? Probably the suspect data. I'd like to direct you to your attention to the page concerning the suspect. As you can see, Samson Tinkerow was convicted as an accomplice, and took about 1 year from his indictment for that verdict to be reached. Yes, that does seem to be the case. The book he gave us details certain conditions pertaining to the statute of limitations for murder. One of them, as I mentioned, is that the statute is suspended the suspect flees the country, and another states that the statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of the trial.
What? Tinkerow was convicted as an accomplice?
Yep. Yes, you were in a Zhang file when the verdict came down. Samson was convicted as an accomplice, not as the main perpetrator, which is clear news to you, and not good news either. Am I right?
But how could that be? Tinkerow wasn't an accomplice to anyone. He was innocent. You know he.
Oh, we know it. It's what we've been trying to prove all along. And in a pleasing twist of fate, his wrongful conviction will be the very thing that sets him free. If you spent 3 years in Zhang Fa, and your accomplice Samson Tinkerow was on trial for 1 year, it means you can still be charged for Mr. Frost's murder up to 19 years after the fact. In other words,
the statute of limitations hasn't expired at all.
The God's judgment is infallible, but that of her servants, it appears, is not. It seems the prosecutor in charge of this case may have heard. Unbelievably, we have no choice but to instigate a full inquiry.
Oh, how could this? You weren't supposed to be able to.
18 years! That's a long time to let somebody else suffer for your crimes. It's time to pay the piper, Gusto, and not a moment too soon.
But I'm the greatest. My brilliance has been recognized. I gave up everything for this. Everything, even my son.
More's the pity. But you can't run from the law forever. Because the bills come due at the last. It's time for the breakdown? Is it breakdown time? Oh yeah, it's breakdown time.
It's a passion of myself, and now I slice it in half.
And he's disappeared.
It's because it's all set for a trip downtown, sir.
Oh, good. Which means is your turn next, right? I suppose so. Dudes, I'm so sorry, everybody. I've caused you all so much trouble. But thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Mr. Gusto to justice at last. I'm afraid there's no escaping the consequences of your actions, Miss Bound. But those actions were born of legal mistakes that were made all those years ago. We all know that. So I'd like to apologize in return, on behalf of the prosecution. Oh, no, I have no one to blame but myself for it all. So I'm with those sculptures. Hey, Jews. Think maybe you might want me to represent you? I'm not some nervous newbie anymore. And there's no way I'm letting you take the rap for everything. Oh, I'd be honored. Thank you, Mr. Fender. Hey. I'm a good pal, that's all I'm saying.
Sorry, man, but you gotta come with me now.
Of course.
Boy, what a day. Judge Gavel,
why did you lie to us? Lie? What are you talking about? You implied that there was no case for retrial, but as we've proven, that wasn't true. Surely anyone truly committed to seeing justice done would have called one as soon as the body was found. I'm under no obligation to answer to such questions. And you clearly have no intentions of doing so either. Truly, you are proven to be quite a threat to the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. As such, you give me a little choice but to report back to you on your continued transgressions. No doubt you will be called to appear before the committee in due course. Now, I must be on my way.
What the heck? And after you caught the real killer and everything? Isn't that what prosecutor's supposed to do?
Regardless of how it may all play out, we'll never regret what we accomplished here today. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, he's still here. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes? Why did you stick your nose in this case anyway? You weren't even on the job.
My job is to bring the truth to light, Mr. Winter. Not only as a prosecutor, but as a person.
I don't get it.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. Not as long as you believe that closing a case makes you a winner.
That's going way over my head.
I'm going home. Gone.
What was that all about?
Eustace still has a lot to learn is all.
Huh? Mosey Wellesley. Yes? I just want to say old Greggy Pigley would have been proud of you today. Oh, look at me tearing up. And thanks for having questioned me, Poople.
No, of course.
Hey, Edgy, it looks like you cleared it. Oh, you're right, that's right. Larry's still I forgot Larry was still here. Looks like cleared everything up, huh? So, what happened exactly? I was kind of busy sketching. Wait, where did Judy and Verity go? Wow, you really weren't paying attention, were you?
Though I am loath to admit it, Larry's sketches did come through for us more than on one occasion. Well, then I'm about to tell him that.
Really glaring, will ya? Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
Calm down, Larry. I wasn't glaring at you.
You totally were. You're just like your Bob. He was a terrible liar too. He was. Listen, I'm gonna head out. Need to fill Samson in on what went down today. Wanna come with?
Yes, of course.
Great, and I'm coming too.
And we ditched Larry. Visitor's room.
So what's Mr. Tinkeroll like? I can't wait to finally meet him. Oh, he's a real sweetheart. You'll love him. Even when locked up, he can't help but make all sorts of cookies and cakes for everyone. That's why 3 p.m. cake extravaganza is a thing for prisoners and guards alike. Really? That sounds awesome. Think there'll be any left for us to try?
Do we find a few slices of chocolate cake in the prison the other day?
How about that?
Could they have been some of Mr. Tinkeroll's baked goods?
Tommy, what are you doing here?
I heard you all were coming to see Mr. Tinkeroller, so I volunteered to escort him.
Hello, new friends. I'm Samson Tinkerolla. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service.
And I'm Mr. Trusty Sidekick, Kay Faraday.
It's very nice to meet you both.
Miles, you is Gregory's son.
Oh, is that so? Your father was very kind to me, and fought so hard for my case. But in the end, I betrayed him. Made a false confession and... But don't worry, Mr. Tinkerolla. Mr. Fender has explained everything to me.
Sure did. And now we need to tell you the truth about what happened 18 years ago.
The truth? Judy did all that for me.
Crazy kid racked her brain for 18 years until she finally figured out how to set you free. What can I say? Turns out she would do anything for you.
Oh, Judy. I never did anything to deserve such devotion. Come now, Mr. Tinkerolla. I think we all know that's not true. The bond between the two of you has held strong for all these years, after all. You think so? I guess I better show him. Which piece of evidence is proof of the bond Mr. Robus bound share? Chocolates! Those chocolates. Judy made them, didn't she? Yes, she did. They're super delicious. They're super delicious and sweet. Well, those chocolates are like the one thing's like consistent that she gave both to like, yeah. She gave them to Gregory, she gave them to Edgeworth. I'm gonna show him. Miss Brown continued to making them just as you taught her, even after that fateful day. So there would always be some waiting for you when you finally came home. Judy. I bet they're beyond super sweet then, aren't they? They're very much so, I'm afraid. I only wish we could hand them to you.
Don't worry, sir. I'll make sure he gets them later.
Which would be a clear breach of prison policy. Not that I have the authority now to stop him anyway. Thank you very much. You know, Detective, something about you reminds me of Detective Bad.
Really, pal? Because I look up to him a lot. He's my role model.
You don't say. Seems fate likes to bring people of all sorts together, huh?
You hang in there, Samson. Just a little longer. I should be able to get you out soon. Nah, I'm sorry it's taken so long. Nobody should have to wait 18 years to get justice. Don't be silly, Eddie. I'm the one who should be saying sorry. How old is he now, anyway? 57, huh? Or rather... Thank you. Truly. Samson. Well, I guess it's my turn to wait for Judy to come home now. I better make sure there's something delicious on the table for her when she finally walks through that door. Don't let me down, Eddie. Leave it to me, big guy. The I-7 incident. It's been 18 long years, but this case we inherited from my father. It's finally coming to a close. Hey, Miles. Thanks for today. And sorry for forcing you to make the final call like that. Not at all. I simply made the call that felt right to me. Huh? What are you guys talking about? You know how Samson was wrongly convicted? We had to pretend that he wasn't in order to Neil Gusto. But to use this false conviction against him, even to save him, as his lawyer, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Yeah, I can see that. When Augustus behind bars, finally start to get that wrongful conviction overturned. Yes, and I'm sure you will. Wait a minute. Does this mean that even if you weren't only doing what's right, if the false conviction had been overturned before today, Mr. Gusto would have gone away scot-free? Yep. It is what you folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. The law is far from perfect. Because of things like legal contradictions, right? Yeah, but you never know. Things might change. The law is always evolving, just like us humans. Your Uncle Eddie and Miles Reno included, right? The potential for growth and change. In people and the law, huh? So, Miles, you're going to keep fighting crime as a prosecutor, or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you got a big decision ahead of you. Only one you can answer. I know. Well, let's just say I won't complain if you show up at the office one day. And on that note, it's time for me to skedaddle. I owe you big time, and I always pay my debts, but for now... thanks again for today. I mean it. See ya. I'm out of here. Did he seem kind of in a hurry to get out of here to you? He did. And honestly speaking, I'm the one who owes him a debt of gratitude. After all, he gave me the chance to reckon with my father's final case. When I was a boy, all I ever dreamed of was becoming an attorney like my father. But then, during my time with Mr. Von Comer, I learned the way of a prosecutor instead. Eventually, with the help of some good friends, I found my own voice and a new way to live. But now my career as a prosecutor is at risk of being taken away from me. It may be time to take another long, hard look at how I want to live my life, whether I like it or not. Oh. Hey, Edgeworth, couple officers. Hey, Gregory. Sorry for reporting in so late. It may have taken 18 years, but we're finally in a position to prove Samson's innocence. Is that his overcoat hat right there? Aw. Thanks to your boy Miles. I'm gonna have dinner about him. You should have seen him. Oh, your pop truth gave me chills. It was like I was watching you. It's like I was watching you. Look, I know I'm not half the attorney you were, but those guiding principles you tried to instill in me, I like to think I'm embodying them now as I carry on your legacy. Here's hoping. Ah, your boy will be joining me in that soon. Oh, that's great. I want to fight crime as a prosecutor, or help people as an attorney. What is the right answer? Which path should I choose? That's it. That's all for Turnabout Legacy. I did miss that achievement with a teapot. That's unfortunate. So next up is a Turnabout Forsaken. This will be next stream. I'll not be doing that. I'll not be doing that today. But I will still check out everything in the gallery, because of course I will. Let's see. Every day that gets more and more complete. We have the new
accolade for completing episode 3 of game 2. And then let's see what's new in the photo album. We have 55% of the pictures now. A TV show. It's all gone. Ah, man, another man. Point. Standing there. What? A sketch. Love it. Wow, a lot of those pictures really just a lot of these pictures like really just like in the last part of the case. We still have about 2 pages left. Now for the character compendium. Let's see what we got. Oh, Gregory was added. 37. Makes sense. He is a control. He is like a character you control. Woo! Point. I really love these like little sprites. Honestly, I wish like I wish if they make another Ace Attorney, they do the investigation segments like they do in the these games. It's really amazing. I love it. Whoa! Oh wait, is he tapping his foot in that one? Oh, that's cool. Tea. You're drinking tea. He has 13 confrontation sprites. Okay. Point. What? I still seriously love that we got to play as him, and honestly, if they make a prequel with him as the main character, I would not be opposed to that at all. And now for the new character. Eddie Fender, 18 years ago. He has his own point. Notebook. Bow. Yikes. Man. Tea. Drinks tea. That's him dancing along. What? Him eating the notebook paper. Wow. Not bad. 18 years ago. It was actually interesting to see him show up again. Younger too. He had no holes in his coat. Looks like he had set. Oh, whoops. That's what I wanted to do. I love how this part is just him looking unimpressed as hell. Ron Cromer, of course, here, and he has 11. 6 of these. Three for Samson with the white hair. And then him for 18 years ago. He did look old. I couldn't tell, honestly. And we have Judy Bound. I still don't know what the pun name is supposed to be. Woo, spinning around. That's a little dance sprite. Damage. 12 here. Spin again. Let's push in the cart. And she had about a 7. Compared to 13. 7, 13, 7. Yeah, 13. So she had more. She had more sprites as, and she had more sprites in the present than the past. Age unknown. No changes with her whatsoever. Whoa! What the hell is going on with Sprite? I still love this one. Drops the bowl, raises up the leg. Gusto himself with only 4. Stands. Ugh. Wolf. Phoenix. Dragon. And then this is the break. That's his breakdown. Whoa. Slice. And of course, they had him of 18 years ago. The way he moves. It's a shame we didn't get that move sprite in like his older version. We just have his older version. We just have him standing 3 times and flat on the floor, like hey. Ugh. And it looks like he also had 6 sprites here. Dog. Bird. Oh, I see now. That is a big difference. Of course, he had more competition since he was older and, like, he was the culprit at that point. Is that it? Nope, we still have Larry. Or I guess Luis de Nim. No, he actually has a great walk, right? It's just him lazily walking. It just shows so much about his character. Mad. What happened? I'm sorry, this sprite just makes me think that one Mickey Mouse short. What happened? That's him being frightened. Now his own thing. Art. Yeah. Wait, what happened to this yell sprite? Where's that? Is it this one? Nope, this little yell sprite is nowhere to be found. Because when he had that, I wonder where it went. Ron Disney Delight. Okay, so it does actually name them. The only appearance. That's all we still have about. So in terms of minor characters, we still have about like, what is 9 plus the 3 that we still have about 12 minor characters left. And then after that is all the main characters here. Aside from Gregory, because this is the only case he's in, but considered a main character, I guess. Definitely more main characters in the last game. So there were 48 characters in the first game, 58 in the second game. So they really upped the character factor. Anyways, that is gonna be it for this stream. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. I am going to be probably streaming again within the next couple days. We'll see what happens. Until then, though, I'll see you all next time. Next stream will be the start of Case 4. We'll see how that goes. We're getting close to the end. We've passed the midpoint of the game. So we'll see how it goes in the end. Till then, see you all next time. Goodbye.